I am Lawrence Chuno, and this is Doing Jazz. Hello everyone and welcome to Doing Jazz. My name is Lawrence Chuno and this episode is with vocalist and composer Sivan Arbel. Sivan is a gifted vocalist whose singing emanates a great deal of soul while displaying some subtle techniques that only a well-trained vocalist can bring out. On her album Broken Lines, Sivan showcases her excellent songwriting and arranging skills. Broken Lines contains 7 songs that were mostly written, arranged, and sung by Sivan. The song playing in the background is Broken Lines, the title track of the album. During my conversation with Sivan, you'll hear the songs Oversensitivity, Open My Tube of Art, and Active on Wheels. Towards the end of our conversation, you'll hear the song Analysis. These songs are all from the album Broken Lines. After listening to this episode, you can learn more about Sivan Arbel by going to the website of the show, www.doingjazz.net, and you can listen to more episodes of Doing Jazz by subscribing on iTunes, Spotify, or any of the available podcast vendors. While on iTunes, please rate the show, leave a comment, and share the show with your loved ones. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I present Sivan Arbel in your face. Sivan Arbel, welcome to Doing Jazz.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna start off with a test for you, and if you fail it, then we're done.
Okay, great.
You remember where we met?
Yeah.
Where?
We met at APAP.
We met at APAP before then.
Before then, I can guess.
The first time we met?
Was that at the Shrine?
No, it was at Cafe Vivaldi.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember.
I played a solo gig. I was on the piano,
right.
And your band came in after. I think you guys were like just a trio.
I think so.
The bassist, pianist, and then you. Mm-hmm. You know, I played right before you, and when you were playing, I kind of get this vibe that between the set, I did something that you didn't like, and that was it. I think you were gonna sing Betty Carter's song "Tight."
Yeah. And
you were like, oh, this song is called Tight. And I was like, ooh, by Betty Carter. And then you looked at me like, I hope he's not going to heckle me or something like that. But then I kept calm the whole time. You do that song, right?
Well, I did that song back then, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, it was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. I think it was in 2015.
It makes sense, yeah.
And then we met again at APAP.
Right.
Yeah. We've been talking about APAP. I want to talk more about it because I want other musicians to learn about APAP. And I think I've talked about it with some other person on this podcast, but I want to talk about it with you because you did a showcase which involved a lot of preparation, some money involved and all those things. So APAP is the Association of Performing Arts Professionals.
Yeah,
right?
we can look it up and then.
Yeah, can you take it from there?
What?
Can you take it from there? Can you talk about APAP?
Yeah, sure. APAP
and your experience.
Yeah, well, I heard about APAP last year, and it was just when maybe a year after I released my album.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to, to get more opportunities for bookings, to meet radio people, any person within the business side of music.
Yeah, which is very important. Sometimes that's the more important part of music.
Music has both things.
Yeah.
If you want to play and be better in what you do, you have to work on your craft. But you can't put it out there if you don't do the business sides. If you sit down on your computer and write emails and, advertise yourself in any way. And back then I was solo, managing myself, promoting myself, booking myself, writing, composing, having all these different hats. And then I went to APAP to find someone that can help me with that. So I went to hang out to see how it's like. And then, and once I got the idea of how it is, fortunately enough, I got a showcase the following year.
Okay.
Which gave me an opportunity to not just show myself as a person, but also to showcase my music.
Yeah.
So it's probably 3-4 days of just hanging out, waking up early in the morning and going to meet people, because how will they know about you and your music if you don't go and meet and invite in person and not just get a random email from someone that you've never met before. And as I always say, you never know who you're gonna meet.
True.
You never know if some person from a radio that knows someone at a venue and can connect all of us together, and then you get a radio show, you get a gig, you get work.
And I was more concerned about the money. I've been asking you about the money the whole time. You've been trying to convince me that it's worth it. Can you say a little bit about that?
Man,
without mentioning how much you paid, but it's a lot of money. I think it goes up to like 1,500.
Right, but also, you need to invest.
Yes.
To, for your business.
Yeah.
We're all entrepreneurs. We all have ourselves as, let's put it in a, what is this called?
Quotation
as
a product in quotes.
In quotes. That we are a quotation business. Right. So you invest thousands of dollars to make a tiny thing called a CD. You pay so much money for recording studio, mixing engineers,
musicians.
You pay for
PR,
food. You pay for PR. You pay for graphic design. This is a lot of money, way more than APAP.
True.
But also one of the promotion things, opportunities that you have is APAP. So if you wanna do this, you might as well invest. I want to talk about your music. Your album, it came out about 2 years ago, but it's still as fresh as ever. I've listened to it and I like what I hear. The arrangements are very bold, I must say. Some of the songs, the arrangements are just so in pocket with the melody, and that can be tasking, It's called Broken Lines. Yes.
Do you want to say a bit about the album? Maybe start with why you call it Broken Lines.
Yeah, sure. Well, the general theme about the songs is about specific people. One of them is a song for my dad, and also a song that's written about some friends of mine, or close people. Or just people who are close to me. And there are many stages of all of us in human beings that we have this fragility. And the last song on the album is Broken Lines, which originally was Broken People. I had lyrics to it, and I sat down in front of the piano and the lyrics, trying to compose it, and man, nothing came. I was like, nah! And eventually I just took, the pencil that I had in front of me and just scribbled something just out of frustration. And, and this frustration moments, like all these moments are a part of us, of what happens to us in life. And then, funny enough, I looked at that tiny scribble, and all of a sudden this melody and harmony just came out, boop, just as one.
Wow.
And I think that moment gathers a lot of moments within the album. And that's why I called it Broken Lines. Yeah. Oh yeah, so I changed the name from Broken People to Broken Lines because there was many lines that were just...
Oh, that's a cool story.
Yeah, broken.
Yeah. I have a few songs that I relate to a lot. The first track is actually pretty intense and well produced. What I mean produced, I mean it took time to write it. The horn arrangement, there was a lot of horns. I think it's called oversensitivity.
Yeah,
a lot of horns, a lot of the melodies almost in pocket with all the music, and and the I couldn't follow the lyrics too much because I was trying to figure out what the lyrics is all about, but the music is so good that I just focused on the music. But I know the lyrics is kind of futuristic. You were talking about computer games and stuff like that. I don't know.
Streaming, raging around holes, vision of happiness, scared deep. Hiding some truth behind alcohol, vision of happiness, scared deep.
You want to talk about that song?
Yeah.
Save me from what I'm trying to say.
It's okay. Yes, there's a lot of feelings and emotions and ideas that I gather from what I write. So specifically in Oversensitivity, it's about a close person to me that went through anxiety, and that anxiety feeling just came across to me as, they're the little kids that have their YouTube or their games or something on their phones, and then their mom takes them away from them, and then they go nuts.
Crazy.
Nuts. So if you hear in the beginning of the song, the piano does all this so and in the end as well, it comes back to it that I told the drummer and the piano and the bass, just like, man, just feel that tickiness when people are so into a game and can't get their heads outside of that. And it's like, and then this this craziness that happens from it. Yeah.
I get it.
That's
yeah.
basically one of
it's
the
coming
ideas
together
that
for
came.
me now. Okay.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
totally makes sense now. I heard an instrument on the song. It's like a bass instrument, but it's not bass. Maybe it's like is there some kind of percussion that's bass? That sounds like bass in the song?
Like a bass guitar.
No. Like, what instruments did you use on that song?
So this was all live.
Okay.
And so we have drums,
Mhm.
bass,
Okay.
piano,
Okay.
trumpet, alto saxophone, tenor saxophone, and
That's
myself.
it. Okay. All right. So maybe the bassist was doing something to simulate a different kind of bass sound. Yeah. And then you have this song, Open My Tubes of Life. Is it Open My Tubes of Life?
It's Open My Tube of Art.
Tube of Art. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Try to memorize things. I should write things down. Yeah. What's that about? It's another cool one. Another really nice one.
Thank you. It's so a tube of art
Mm-hmm.
is for me is a tube of inspiration,
Yeah.
and it's about someone that really, really inspired me, and it just interacting with this person just opens this big tube of inspiration. What happens when you meet someone like this, and just music just flows so much. So it's like you have this, because we don't make the music.
Yeah.
We are the vessel. We're the tube. So it's just a matter of opening it up, and then magic goes through us, and music is created.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. And then this one I really like, the ballad one, Active on Wheels.
Yeah.
It's not in English.
It's in Hebrew.
It's in Hebrew.
Yeah.
The first time I was listening to it, I put it on and I was in the bathroom and it sounded so good. I thought it was in English and I was trying to make out the words and I'm like, no, this is not English. But one thing I noticed, this might just be, okay, this thing I'm about to say doesn't make a lot of sense, but it makes sense to me, so I'm going to say it. I feel like when people try to sing a jazz ballad in language other than English, it doesn't work out that well, But this one works out so well. Like, I've never heard somebody have a melody on a jazz ballad and lyrics that are not in English, and then scat to it, and it came out so beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. I want to know what that song is about.
This is actually the first song I ever wrote.
Okay.
And composed. So I met this person on the train who eventually was my writing mentor. Lyrics, because I never wrote lyrics. All I wanted to do before that is scat and perform and arrange. But then this encounter with this very special person, he just got me into writing. And one of the things that he asked me to do...
Where was this?
That was in Israel.
Okay.
It happened, I think, in 2010, so almost 8 years ago. And he asked me, just imagine yourself 80 years from now. And that was the assignment, and I wrote it. But then it evolved into a fiction story about an old lady imagining her life in the past. Like she was super cool. She was, smoking a cigarette and drinking coffee on the deck. Like, these are the two things I really don't do. So it's already becoming fiction.
Yeah.
And then, but then she sees her life nowadays, and she sees her husband, and he's like super sick, and she sees all these old couches in her house, and she's thinking, oh, maybe I'll get something new, but I'm gonna die anyway soon, so why renew anything in my life? So it's this back and forth of maybe continuing and moving into life, even though it's about to end soon, with the memory in the past. So it's kind of a back and forth feeling of memory to nowadays to memory to nowadays.
Oh, wow. Okay, I want to talk about something that I've talked about it a few times on this show. You're from Israel, which we're going to talk about later on. But just for the sake of this thing I'm about to say, what I'm about to say is that in songs that are written in English, with lyrics that are written in English, especially American English, they tend to center on romance, on just romantic love, and it's almost like everybody tries their best to make it be about love and romance. But songs written in other languages, I feel like other languages just frees you up to write about anything. Like that, the song you just described now, it has a kind of romance in it, some love in it, but it's not just about love. It's not just about I love you, I'll do this for you, and we're gonna die together, until the end of time or something. Or look at me, I'm as helpless as a kitten on a tree.
Yeah.
So, do you feel what I'm saying? Do you like songs in Hebrew?
Yeah.
Do they mostly center on a particular theme?
I don't know. It's a good question. It also depends on the genre.
Yeah.
Because let's say you take French chansons.
Yeah.
And many of them has to do with romance, just because the culture and the language and the way they phrase things. So if you go, and in Israel you have many different genres. You have something that's more Yemen and Middle Eastern, that has to do with, oh, you're my soul, you're so beautiful, kind of vibe to the lyrics, or I can't live without you. But then there are also other genres that it's more like classic rock Hebrew, that also have love stories, but also just what people were influenced around them when they were in Israel, like the war, or just like chill songs like for parties and something that's more light-weighted. That's my take on Israeli music.
Well done. Yeah, that's good. God, that's good. You are listening to Doing Jazz with Lawrence Chuno, The guest on this episode is vocalist Sivan Arbel. You're from Israel. Let's
Yes.
talk about your origin. Let's go back to the very beginning. I couldn't have been able to tell that you're from Israel from being at your show, because you speak English,
Right.
American English, well enough. Even though now I'm beginning to pick out the accent, and it's only because you told me.
Right.
You told me I have an accent too. So, how did that happen?
Oh, well, I was born and grew up in Israel.
Okay.
My mom actually was born and grew up in New York.
Oh, okay.
Actually, not far away from here.
Okay.
In
Where?
Washington Heights.
Washington Heights. Okay.
Yeah.
This is Inwood. This is just the next
Right.
neighborhood
So I said,
north.
a little bit close.
Yeah.
And my dad is from Romania.
Okay.
That's the thing. I think that's a cool thing about Israel. That
Mm-hmm.
not my generation, but my parents' generation and the generation before that,
Yeah.
everyone came from somewhere else.
Yes. Yeah.
I have friends who, a friend that her mom is English and her dad is from Yemen.
Mm.
Another friends who, is like half Iraqi, half Bulgarian, half Hungarian, quarter of,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So it's all from different places. So about my American English, it's
Yeah.
because when my mom had me, she barely knew Hebrew.
Oh, I see.
So she spoke English to me, and my dad spoke English to me.
Okay.
So I spoke English to them until I came home and I said something in Hebrew, and then my dad said, "Okay, now I'm going to talk to her in Hebrew."
Oh, so they speak Hebrew now.
Yeah.
Okay.
My dad speaks Hebrew
Yeah.
because
Okay.
he moved to Israel when he was a little boy,
Yeah.
but my mom moved there when she was 23 or something.
Okay.
And she didn't know Hebrew.
Yeah. Who speaks Hebrew better, you or your mother?
Oh man, I don't know. I think it's the same.
No, with let's say in terms of the accent, in terms of having the accent.
Oh yeah, you can hear an accent on my mom.
Oh, yeah, okay.
She speaks a little bit like with a subtle American accent.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
So you went to school in Israel.
Yeah.
You went to elementary school, high school, and everything there.
Yeah.
Yeah. When did you discover that you wanted to do music?
I think I loved music all my life. I would get back home from school, put on MTV, watch Britney Spears, watch the Backstreet Boys, Spice Girls, all that.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to sing and dance and do like all the music video clips.
Yeah. Where in Israel did you live?
In a tiny, tiny village called Kfar Uriah.
Kfar Uriah.
Yeah.
Kfar Uriah.
Kfar Uriah.
All right.
Exactly.
won't
It's
forget.
super, super small between Jerusalem and Tel Aviv.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you go to Tel Aviv a lot?
Yeah.
How about Jerusalem?
Yeah.
Which
because
one is the
it's-
biggest city?
Tel Aviv is bigger.
Okay.
Yeah. But because I used to perform and dance in Jerusalem, because I was also a dancer, so there was a dance group there.
Yeah.
And then so I got to know the jazz scene and all the scenes there. But then when I went to music school,
Yeah.
it was more nearby Tel Aviv. So then
Okay. Music school
We
was
went
like
there.
college.
yeah, you can
Okay,
call it college.
okay,
Yeah.
Okay. And the jazz scene there, are the most of the musicians from America, like American Israelis? Is that a thing?
No.
Okay.
It's
So they grew up there and they did jazz there.
Yeah.
Huh.
They're amazing jazz,
Yeah, I bet.
scene musicians
In Jerusalem.
in Jerusalem and in Tel Aviv.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow. Huh. And then after college, you decided to move here.
So I did 3 years of school in Israel.
Yeah.
Then I did 1 year in Dublin.
Okay.
And then after Dublin, I came back to Israel. I got all the sun I didn't get in Dublin during that year. And then I decided that I still want to go and explore and see other things that don't happen in Israel. So took my stuff and came to New York.
I came to New York. I want to ask you a question about about, would I say immigration, but at the end, maybe it's not an immigration question. Since your mother was born here.
Yeah. So I didn't have any problems with paperwork.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoever's listening, I'm legit.
Yeah. I just wanted to know, because so that makes it, you just went to the U.S. Embassy in Israel?
No,
And got your passport?
No, I was born with a passport.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, your mother was like, no, she's getting it right from the
Yeah, because, she was the only one who moved to Israel from her entire family.
Yeah.
So we came to visit
I see.
some family while I was growing up.
Oh, okay.
Family events or when tickets were cheaper. So we could just come and visit.
Yeah.
So I had it very lucky.
Nice. I want to ask you a few questions about being a musician, about the technical aspect and the philosophical aspect.
Bring it on.
all those things, You're an arranger, you arrange your own songs.
Yes.
So all the arrangements on this album, you did them yourself.
Yes.
Tell me, I want to know your process. Like you could pick any song and just use it to describe how your process happens.
In this album, most of the songs evolved with lyrics. And then I take the lyrics and, I just come to that feeling again, to what it made me feel, of how I came to write about it. And then from there, a melody just, just is created.
Yeah.
I record myself singing it a few times, so I don't need to think about it. I just start singing whatever I feel.
Yeah.
And while I sing it, I can, and the melody becomes more solid.
Yeah.
So then, my imagination brings textures and harmonies that I'm gonna, then search on the piano.
Yeah.
Record everything on voice and on piano. And then, because I really love arranging for the 3 horns, so I somehow that sound just comes to my head, and then I just need to find, okay, if this is da da da, so okay, what are the notes? And then I just write them down. And the more I explore, and then we rehearse them, and then I say, okay, this is what I heard, but change this, change that.
And do you allow your musicians, like if they have suggestions, you let them make their own suggestions?
Yeah,
sometimes,
of course.
Okay.
These are my friends, and they're amazing musicians. So if anyone has a suggestion or something to say, I'm always open to hear anything. I also, when I come to rehearsal, I say, okay, if there's anything you feel or you think you can add something, please do it. So how much has music school helped you with arranging? A lot. I didn't know, there are some specific techniques that I learned that, the more you learn techniques, the more you get other sounds and textures and colors in your imagination. It's like a vocabulary. So I just got more stuff to my musical imaginative vocabulary that when I just just let go and explore things and play things, so it just comes naturally to me. So I think when I met you, the first time we met at Cafe Vivaldi, you like I said, you guys were just the 3 of you. Right. Were you just building your band then? It's a great question. I'll say no. Okay. Because I started playing with this form of septet. Yeah. From Israel. Oh, okay. That was the first time I explored that. And then during my time in Dublin, I formed that same septet with my friends there. And then moving to New York. Cafe Vivaldi is very small. So I formed a trio. Also now with all my songs, we did some standards, we did some songs of mine. And then when I decided to record the album, I said, okay, there are amazing musicians in New York. There are amazing musicians in Israel. Who do I want to be, on it? And I said, my friends. And a lot of them moved to Boston, actually. They went to Berkeley. So we recorded in Boston. And then this is how it got created.
Nice. You're a very good singer, I must say.
Thank you.
What kind of vocal exercises do you do?
I'm gonna bring the mic very far away. So no, I'm kidding.
Do you?
What vocal exercise I do? First things first. Breathing. Breathing. It all comes down to breathing. When we talk, when we sing, it's all our body is our instrument. So for me, it's very, very important to open it up. And just to feel flexible inside, outside, and to let the voice be, making it able to go out as freely as possible. And then after breathing, I do vocal stuff, vocal exercises, like all that. And anything that will just warm up my palate, my range, soft, loud. I also involved a lot of ear training exercises and rhythm exercises, which has nothing to do with vocal technique, but it's me as Sivan.
As a musician,
whatever makes me. I love rhythm, so I just involve rhythm exercises.
It shows that you love rhythm from your CD. You just go wherever you want to go with it, and it's so beautifully done.
Thank you so much.
You're also a band leader, right? Leading a band, being a vocalist, means you have to get your own gigs. Right?
Yes, being a band leader meaning you need to get your own your own gigs.
But being a vocalist means you have to be the band leader, and then you have to get, not necessarily, but like if you're a home player, you could just survive by playing for other people. But if you're a vocalist, you have to go out. You have to lead a band, and then you have to get your own gigs. How tough has that been for you? Or do you have a secret to share on how to get gigs?
A secret to share. I can just share. Okay. That's an interesting point that you're mentioning, because I do feel that most of the time, like 90% of, when I started performing, it was always my lead. Always, booking, arranging. I just did everything. But also in the last 2 years, I decided that I want to collaborate more. I mean, I did other projects in Israel and in Dublin. But this time, I think I was more aware of that. That I want to not be the band leader. And I want to be, naturally vocalists, or, if there are no vocalists and there's like a horn, they're like in the front kind of thing. So of course I'm in the front, but it's not my band. So I'm just starting to, I play with a few projects. That I'm just the lead singer. I don't need to do any bookings or go into the technical sides. And just many band projects that I have in a band that we do free experimental chaotic outer space music.
Nice.
So it's all of us together. We do it all together. So yeah, it's something that I want to do, work together with people. And also a lot of, my friends of the band, they help a lot.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do. We're friends and we want to bring the music out there.
Yeah. Have you ever had any job other than music? Other than in music?
Yes.
Okay. In New York. I'm talking about
in New York?
Yeah.
Man, when I just moved here,
Yeah.
I just needed to find any job. Before coming here, I would like wait tables so much,
Okay.
like in restaurants. But when I moved here, I decided that I don't want to do it anymore. So the first job I got was babysitting.
Okay.
And I became like the queen of babysitters up in the Bronx where I used to live.
Where in the Bronx did you live?
I lived in Riverdale.
In Riverdale, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm familiar with Riverdale.
Yeah?
Yeah. I teach there. I teach at Manhattan.
Oh,
Manhattan
yeah,
College, yeah.
So I did that in the beginning. And then I started getting into music for kids. And then because I'm from Israel, so I found all these programs that have to do teaching Hebrew.
Nice.
And also involving music with that. So it's like teaching Hebrew, but not like, okay, now sit and read. Just, let's learn it through songs. Let's do it through movement. Things that we feel, incorporated with our bodies. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna. I have a question before we conclude. Who are your influences?
Oh man, it's like such a big range.
I know, just a few of them.
Yeah, the first like main influence if we talk about this music is Ella Fitzgerald.
Okay.
And then I'm very influenced by Gretchen Parlato.
Okay.
I was very influenced by Kurt Elling. Nowadays, it's more like, it's been like vocalists, but also instrumentalists. Like, there's an amazing pianist called Shai Maestro, Israeli jazz pianist, and Tigran Hamasyan was also an amazing pianist.
Yeah.
When I just started jazz, Sonny Rollins was a big influence on me.
Nice.
Hank Mobley, Betty Carter. Yeah.
Nice. All right. We're going to conclude with a little game I like to call Turn Up, Mute.
Turn up, mute?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll give you two options. You turn one up and we mute the other.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Do you get it?
I think.
But the one you turn up is just how you're feeling now.
Okay.
The one you mute, it doesn't mean you hate it.
Right.
It just means you're not feeling it at this moment. Okay. Kurt Elling, Gretchen Parlato.
Turn up, Gretchen Parlato.
All right. Why?
I don't know. It's just how I feel right now. It's maybe because it's, midday and it's more soothing-ish. I think I listened to her a lot in the last year, so it's just like still resonates with me.
She has quite an instrument. I think she does everything and she does a lot and make it seem like she's doing a little, if that makes sense.
Like she's doing a what?
Like she's doing a little. Like when she makes it look so easy, but she's doing a whole lot with her voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Effortless.
Yeah, effortless. Exactly. Right word. New York, Tel Aviv.
Tel Aviv.
Tel Aviv for now. You miss it?
Yes.
Because of the cold in New York now?
Yes.
Okay.
I just want to go to the beach.
I see.
I just want to go to the beach.
All right. Open my tube of art.
Yes.
Analysis.
Analyzing.
Those are two songs in your album.
Yeah. Turn up analysis.
Analysis.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you saying that because
I haven't played it in a while, so it'll be nice to play it.
Okay, cool. All right. Sivan, Arbel, thank you for coming on Doing Jazz.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I hope we can do this again.
Yeah, we will.
Great. Later.
Thank you.
All right. That was effortless.
Thank you.
Analyzing every little stupid. Analyzing every little thing, little words and dreaming thoughts of everything. All the same things into different melodies. You again just make me stop analyzing, analyzing, I feel is simple. Squish my mind, shrink it, making a mess. Open and colorful, way beyond the heat. Dying to get and feel, touch and melt. Need patience, just a little time with just words. I need a little words. I need a Bobby